sort of go, oh.
Yeah. The first one they did on me was on Channel 7. It was pre-recorded, and they used to use a lot of voices almost for every guest. They'd run a voice audio, and then they'd bring the guest on, and unfortunately, did Russell ever work at Channel 7? Because I was sitting there, and they'd throw to a voice, and the voice would say, "Hello, darling, I'll never forget that night. Yes, please meet your teacher from school, Brother Cleophas." And all the things were totally out of order. And I went along with it because I realised what they tried to do, but it was hilarious. Anyone you saw there that you were really surprised about?
Yes, I was very thrilled that they brought the two girls who are like the loves of my life, because I couldn't have children, and I sort of brought these girls up with my best friend Joy.
Yeah.
And they brought one girl back from Scotland and one back from New Zealand.
Wonderful.
I hadn't seen them for ages. That's when the tears started to swell up.
And a big party afterwards?
Oh, great. And who was in the audience? See, I don't think they were game enough to tell anyone, because if it got out and I found out about it, because everyone in the audience, I looked in the audience, I mean, there were characters in there from the seedy side of the cross as well. Yeah. And I hadn't seen them for years. I thought,
any former lovers?
I couldn't see. No, I'm not saying.
Yeah, I reckon there were. Okay, it's great to have you here. We'll talk more in just a few moments' time, Carlotta. Apart from Carlotta, Lauren Burns is going to be with us this morning. Actually, she's a Lauren, isn't she? And Robert Walls is here with his co-commentator Tim Lane, who's done a terrific job this year. John Michael Housen is here in the studio with us for the last time this year. Elizabeth Chong is going to cook for us. Patty Newton is going to sing a song from a year in time. And musically speaking, Mr. Nolan Bradbury. Good morning to you, Nolan.
Good, how are you?
Are you fit and well?
I am extremely fit and well today.
You know Carlotta, don't you?
We met Des earlier,
yes.
Good to see you.
Lovely. Yes, Nolan's fine.
I wouldn't mind him playing in my lounge room.
Well, there you go. Would you need a piano? Not necessarily. What's happening in your world, Mother?
I'm going for a six now.
I think he might be available, the way it's looking at it here.
Well, believe it or not...
He's from Geelong. It's filled with him.
Believe it or not, this is
only one stray player on the Geelong football team. You know? And he's a bit sus too, you know. Sorry, Bob.
That's fine, but I'm sure I'll get it together. This is my 6th week, believe it or not, on GMA with John.
Isn't that one?
6th week, yeah.
Fantastic.
That's right,
Pardon me, is Russell getting the applause too? Can you hear that? Yeah. So what's happening?
And of course, John's in Sydney doing Idol, and I've been getting the regular assessments from Dicko up at Idol on my performance. This time I thought I'd go to him, not to ask him about my playing so much, but about his opinion on the opening gag.
Shut up and get on with the show, it's live.
Yeah, thank you, Nolan, and please welcome officially Carlotta. So tell us more about the night. How did they get you?
I've done an article for Women's Weekly, which is out at the moment, and I thought it was the film shoot for that, the photo shoot. And of course I went up to the fountain at the cross, and I'm there, and then all of a sudden he snuck up behind me. And he said, "Carlotta, this is your life." And I said, "Is this a joke? Is this a setup?"
They got Tommy Hanlon a couple of weeks ago, and Tommy's first reaction was, no, but I won't be doing any of that. Finished up doing his life, and he had the best time of his life, which is nice. And I guess, in retrospect, apart from the worry about who was coming through the door, you would have felt that way too, because it's something wonderful to keep, isn't it?
Well, it is. It's it's an honour too, because especially in I never would have thought 40 years ago that I'd be on a program like that. You know, because 40 years ago, like, we weren't even considered an act.
Yeah.
We were just considered a freak show.
Or even a gender. You weren't.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right, and it's amazing that
How
it's
did you get through that?
far.
Because my memory of you always is you just went straight ahead and did what you wanted to do, and you were quite a groundbreaker.
But I had good training. I mean, Lee Gordon, he always said to me when I was young, and a wonderful Tivoli showgirl called Sheila Cruz.
Yes. Yeah.
They said, one thing in this business, don't believe in your own publicity, and two, if you aim for something, aim for it. And just, you've got to work at it. And I did.
And follow your dream, type.
I did. I followed my dream, and I wanted to get accepted out there. And that's probably why I stuck to what we call the straight crowd.
Yeah.
The RSLs, the leagues clubs, the thing, and I didn't actually do the gay clubs very much. And because it was a battlefield out there for me virtually in the beginning, because they'd be screaming out, where do you put it? And, you know, blah, blah, and there's a lot of yahoos in the audience. But I overcame that over the years.
Helps the ad-libbing, doesn't it?
Oh,
All the technique of ad-libbing.
It really did. I mean, it's an education in itself.
So the book you've got out now, As Told to Prim McSween, and both of you have done a great job. I'm Not a Girl, I'm Not That Kind of Girl, is the name of the book. This is the second one. I thought your first book was just knockout. It was a great, great book. This one you're proud of too? This
is more behind the person behind Carlotta. There's a lot of things, like I can't read the first 4 chapters. Just upsets me too much.
And yet they're your words.
They're my words, but I like doing it. It was very hard to do that. It was very hard because I've always been a person, I'm not a really good kiss and tell person, but it had to be told. So I did that. You know, people have always been fascinated about the sex change. I've never spoken about the abuse when I was younger. And
family abuse?
And yeah, and I think now, not my mother, no. I adore my mother, you know, don't get me wrong, but the stepfather and all that, I think it was better than going to a psychiatrist, doing that book, because I bought it out, and I feel better now. I feel better. Is your mother
still living?
Yes, my mum's still living.
And you're close
still
to
a Balmain girl. Yes, I have a better relationship with my mother today than I've ever had in my whole life.
Do you remember very well and very easily your other life when you were a bloke?
No, I really don't, but, you know, like people say to me, like, oh, you can't, I used to drive Prue nuts because, she was trying to drag me. I said, look...
Pardon me, that's you when you were Richard.
Yeah, I was trying to train to be another Dawn Fraser.
See, it's interesting you didn't say John Conrad, isn't it? It was Dawn Fraser even back then.
No, it was always Dawn Fraser because her and I used to belong to the same swimming club in Balmain. And but the only problem is she swam like a bloke, but I ended up dressing like a woman.
Yeah. So how old were you when you decided to have the change?
I was in my, it was 74.
Yeah.
Are you good at maths?
Well, not good at that. 74, that would be 26, that would 29, almost 30 years ago. So we're talking in your late 20s.
Yes.
Yeah. Ever any regrets, or was it inevitable?
No, it was no regrets of that. I've never regretted that. Best thing I ever did. I mean, I would have, if I'd have turned out being butch and masculine, I would have loved to have played for Balmain.
Yeah.
In the football. But I didn't.
Were you attracted to
This is what girls? I was given in life, and I made the best of it.
Yeah. Were you attracted to girls as Richard?
No, never.
Right. As Richard, were you attracted to men?
I admired women.
To men, were you attracted when you were Richard?
No, I was a bit sexless.
And what about now?
Teens. Me? Yeah. Now?
Yeah.
Oh. Do I have to answer that?
Yeah.
I'm loose.
Are you? You used to be looser, didn't you?
No, I think I'm just desperate now.
Yeah. Many great loves in your life?
Yes, I've had great loves in my life.
Do you have one now?
No.
What happened?
Because they don't want to be Mr. Carlotta.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Yeah. They just don't want to be Mr. Carlotta.
Do you have a lonely life?
No, I have a great life because I've got great friends. And I think that's the most important thing in life. I really have great friends. I've got great friends in the business, and I've got great personal friends. I have a happy life. I've never regretted, I say it in the book, I've never regretted anything that I've done in my life. I just wish I'd have been better at business.
Do you know, the intriguing thing about you, Carlotta, is you're such a great performer. I mean, I'd stay watching Beauty and the Beast if I knew that you were on that panel and a whole. I've seen you work in theatre and so forth. But you're so well liked in the industry too, and I think it boils down to the fact that you do call it as you see it. Have you always been that way?
I've always been politically incorrect. So when I was doing Beauty and the Beast, I mean, the girls would come in and I'd listen to some of the answers and I'd think to myself, no, girls, you're wrong. Because I'm out there. I knew what it was like to be streetwise.
Yeah.
Because I did it tough from 16. Especially we were talking about street kids or drugs or anything involved like that. And I've always said, if you say it as it is, you've got no argument, and tell the truth about it. So I've always been like that the hardest thing on that show was being up against those other women. You know, because they tried to turn me into a newsreader on it.
Yeah,
newsreader looking. Because Jeannie was so flamboyant.
Yeah. Any women on the panel that you really disliked?
There was a couple. There was a couple I would say not dislike, was very wary of, a bit scared of.
Names?
Well, because they were strong women.
Who were they?
I think Lisa Wilkinson's a very strong woman.
Right.
But I didn't dislike her. But I was a bit afraid of her.
Ita?
Ita I just adore.
Yeah.
I mean, Ita is just... Ita is Ita. She's an Australian icon.
Well, this is... it's a fabulous book. I mean, I know that's easily said, but it's quite a life story, and it's the old story, I guess, of the great big smile, the wonderful talent, what was really going on behind that smile, and in spite of that talent, because it wasn't always easy for my lead guest this morning. A little late for your birthday, but we've got a cake here, being brought on by David and Keith, if you don't mind. Look at that. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Carlotta. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Carlotta. Some flowers there for you.
Oh, do I get to take these home?
Yeah, David and Keith are from Aussie Storm, and I should mention they're doing a Crown Casino in Melbourne on Friday the 12th of September, Saturday, Friday the 19th of September. Oh, Gilbert, I do beg your pardon. Oh, sorry. Oh, there you go. Oh, pass over the salt, mother. That really was a case of 4 people went, ooh. Oh, hang on, the whole desk's going to go. Oh, dear me, you're only 59 now. I'll just get that for you. Oh, that Bernie. That's okay. So, boy, oh, dear me, be careful. Okay. Columbia Pictures presents. Yeah. So, you guys are doing the Crown Casino, aren't you?
That's right.
All those dates. So what do you reckon? Do you think you've died to heaven?
I'm in heaven.
Yeah.
Who said life didn't begin at 60?
Yes. Well, boys, to you, good luck in getting out of the building. And Carlotta, once again, a happy birthday for last week. You're an absolute delight. And on behalf of everybody in our industry, we congratulate you and we salute you, and we also flog the book again. Unfortunate choice of words. It's I'm Not That Kind of Girl, Carlotta has told to Prue McSween. And thanks, boys, for coming in. Great to see David and Keith too.
Well, all of us have come through and good health.
How gorgeous.
Oh, lovely. Have to find out who does what to whom. Right after this break on GMA, Elizabeth Chong is in the kitchen and she's going to cook for us.